全球的媒体朋友，大家好，我是台湾民众党的总统候选人柯文哲，在我身旁的就是我的副总统候选人吴欣盈女士。明天就是2024中华民国总统大选，这次大选将会是台湾政治史上的重要分水岭。
他们有同步传译，可以继续。
过去台湾已经举办7次总统选举，但是这一次是台湾第一次出现代表第三势力的总统候选人。我们不但与传统的蓝绿两党分庭抗礼，更是执政党最强力的挑战者。台湾过去曾经有过零星的第三势力，但是因为目前台湾的选举制度不利于小党发展，所以他们都在一段时间之后泡沫化。那也让台湾一直在两极对抗的泥淖中打转。多年来，台湾人民已经厌倦蓝绿恶斗，他们只顾政党利益而不顾人民的权益。这种政治现状造成人民希望改革的浪潮越来越大，也让代表台湾第三势力的台湾民众党被推上台湾政治的舞台上面。过去的中央政府在蓝绿恶斗之下，以选票为主要考量，缺乏长期规划。台湾的情况越来越差，包括低薪、高房价、少子化、高龄化、能源短缺、国家债务飙升，劳保即将破产，健保的费用没有办法控制。更重要的是，两岸关系越来越差，人民的生活没有改善，立法权也没有发挥应有的监督功能，导致贪污腐败丛生，黑金勾结政府，司法没有公义。台湾逐渐失去了我们应有的竞争力，人民渴望改变，人民需要希望。我在2014年竞选台北市长时说过，改变台湾从首都开始，改变台北从文化开始，改变政治文化就是我从政的初衷。10年来，我们不断的呼吁，说服人民觉醒，终于让改变政治文化成为多数台湾人民的期待。我与我的搭档吴欣盈女士以及台湾民众党都不是传统的政治人物，我来自医界，她则有金融专业的背景。我们秉持共同的政治理念，我们共同的主张就是，政府必须是开放政府，全民参与，公开透明。面对问题、解决问题要理性、务实、科学。制定政策必须遵从民意、专业价值，最重要的是必须清廉、勤政、爱民、爱乡土，每一天勤奋地解决人民的大小事。我在台北市长执政8年期间，都是这样做。未来我当选中华民国总统，我也会要求我自己和我的团队上紧发条，时刻思考着我们要留下一个更好的台湾给下一代。现阶段，台湾面对的各种挑战前所未见，台湾必须停止内耗，同心协力落实国家治理，发挥我们海洋民族的包容力，平等对待国内所有的族群，打造一个共荣社会。政治上，预计下一次的国会会是3党不过半。台湾民众党将会在国会扮演关键力量，发挥监督制衡的功能。我更会以联合政府的概念，用人为才，不分党派，团结台湾。我是一位外科医师，我认为台湾迫切需要3张国政的处方签。第一，务实的经济发展，政府必须解决产业的各项短缺问题。包括5缺：缺水、缺电、缺工、缺地、缺人才，还有最迫切的能源议题。我们必须稳定外资的信心，创造良好的投资环境，并且积极申请加入 CPTPP 或 RCEP 这种区域经济组织。第二，科学的国防准备，我们不应当把和平寄托在对方的善意之上，所以必须台湾的国防实力提升。我会将国防预算从目前的 GDP 2.5提升到3%，延续国机国造、国建国造的政策， 购买符合台湾战略目标的国防武器，并投资国防工业，确保台湾国防自主。第三，善意的两岸交流。过去我在担任台北市长期间，举办巴士双城论坛，还有一次2017世大运。虽然过程复杂，但是都能在对等尊严的原则之下完成任务。我认为和平是多赢，冲突则是多输。台湾是美丽之岛福尔摩沙，我们应当成为区域安定的关键力量。我会依据中华民国宪法与两岸人民关系条例来处理两岸问题，确保台湾人民继续保有民主自由的生活方式和政治制度，并以互相认识、互相了解、互相尊重、互相合作，还有互相谅解的5个互相，来促进交流，增加善意，最起码减少风险和擦枪走火。2024年是台湾完成第3波民主化的历史时刻。柯文哲和台湾民众党会在胜选之后，秉持初衷与理念，致力创造社会和谐、政党和解、两岸和平。我们要用完胜的经济和软实力，让台湾成为世界的焦点，让台湾人保有繁荣、稳定、和平，让年轻人重新感受到一个充满希望的未来。谢谢大家。
Everyone from the international press. My name is Cynthia Wu, and I am the TPP's vice presidential candidate in this campaign. Thank you all so much for coming today, and I apologize for my hoarse voice. I've been standing in the back of a truck and shouting for a week now and grinning like a Cheshire cat. So anyway, this is obviously a very important year for elections, not only for Taiwan, but around the world. Nearly 60 countries and nearly 4 billion people will be affected. And of course, Taiwan being the beacon of democracy in Asia, this election is also very critical for the prosperity and stability for our entire region and that of the world. What I'd like to share is that I'm very delighted to be supporting Dr. Ke in his campaign, and that I'm a firm believer of maintaining the status quo and also expanding Taiwan's international connectivity through Track 2 dialogue, defined as membership where a prerequisite is not one of sovereignty. So, and from my own personal background, as a third generation family business shareholder, I have had many examples from my late grandfathers and also my uncles, where they've all been able to focus on expanding business and economic connectivity with the world. So I think going forward for Taiwan in the 21st century, where Taiwan could collaborate with other democracies is around 3 areas: climate change, digital transformation / cybersecurity, and also that of health and an aging society. And I think also in Taiwan, coming from the financial service sector, I really believe that it's time to make a lot of financial reforms that will align our financial industry standards to that of the global community, linking us with global capital markets. So during my time in the Legislative Yuan, I've been legislator for 13 months. I've actually put forward 16 bills from my office through the TPP office initiatives, and out of the 16 initiatives, 5 of them have actually been around digital transformation, because I believe it's absolutely critical for Taiwan to be able to harness on our digital management and legislation in order to ride this new 21st century wave. In addition, I've also put forward a 10-year financial blueprint plan for Taiwan, and I'll explain both of those in a bit more detail. So for example, under the digital legislation, I've put forward a personal data protection law and an information security management law, and and this is because we've had a lot of issues with internet security and fraud, and there's been a lack of trust in government, in the ability to protect our data. And in addition, our electronic signature law is over 30 years out of date. When I go to Legislative Yuan, there's a calligraphy pen on offer when I register, and we actually have to physically get there to register for signing in to speak. And so I do believe that the right to allow e-signature should be equal to that of those who want to be signing in work in person. So although Taiwan is known to be an IT hardware nation, the reality is in a daily life in Taiwan, many things have an opportunity to be digitally transformed for making life a lot easier for our citizens. And in addition, also, one of the other initiatives I've put forward is around privacy law that will align Taiwan to become the third country after Japan and Korea to be GDPR compliant, which is the EU General Data Protection Regulation, which I'm sure many of you here are very familiar with. Another area to share, of course, an example is also around the AI Act. So I've also put forward an AI Act in November last year, and this is due to the fact that as a young global leader with the World Economic Forum, I was very fortunate to be invited by a fellow European member of Parliament in early July last year, who was one of the authors of the AI Act. And again, this is an area where I really believe that Taiwan's international connectivity and acceleration for change could be really driven from a top-down method when Dr. Ko and I get elected, and also when the TPP has more seats in Parliament after tomorrow. The other aspect, apart from this cyber and digital transformation that I'm looking forward to helping Taiwan, is around health. Just to give you an example, Taiwan has arguably either the first or the second lowest birth rate in the world, and our healthcare system is extremely strained. Many of our hospitals' beds are closing. A lot of the nurses who are qualified, more than half of them no longer working the nursing field, and those who are working the nursing field are feeling extremely strained. So again, I believe that digital health, technologies could help align the supply and demand in that regard. And of course, as many people know, too, digital health as a business is over $6 trillion as a market and growing. So not only can digital health benefit our population to make affordable and precise health care for every citizen, it could also help drive a new industry that will transfer Taiwan from becoming less reliant on just semiconductors as our economy, because I don't know if many of you know, only 3% of our business, of our jobs are actually in the semiconductor sector, and that's the only area where the salary has actually increased in the last 20 plus years. And the majority of our people, 60% of our workers, are actually in the service sector, which is why we're all hearing about this low wage and high housing price problems. So from the digital health aspect, I've taken pages from Germany, Japan, and Singapore around medical regulatory sandboxes, around medical data management. And the intention is, like I said, as an aging society, we have currently 7 million patients who need to get repeat prescription in person, for example, every 3 months. So all those things around digital health could be beneficial for our country in Taiwan in many ways. And then finally, on the 10-year financial blueprint, I'm proposing 2 funds to be set up for Taiwan. One is a sovereign wealth fund through the central bank's assets, and I'm happy to share that information in English to you all later, but essentially over 10 years, we're looking at $90 billion to be spent in the economy. And then the second fund will come from 5 funding sources through carbon tax, making our state-owned enterprises more efficient, Taiwan Sugar, our state-owned banks. And then also when Taiwan joins the global minimum tax, there will be revenues coming through that, and that the earnings of that second fund would be around $225 billion US over a 10-year plan to spend in the economy. And so essentially doubling our treasury's assets. So, and in short, I think this has been a great opportunity to be able to support Dr. Ke. My interest has always been around financial, environmental, and health sustainability and resilience for Taiwan. And for me, it's just another way to be involved in the social issues that I'm interested in through the private sector as a legislator and hopefully as Vice President of Taiwan. Thank you all so much. Thank you.